This leader is provided to permit the projectionist to complete adjustment of focus and sound level before the film begins.
Mistake. Oh, I hit her? No way! Fucking Tom Brady, baby.
And then, Tommy, did you just do what I think you just did?
Yo, he could just... Oh, there it is! Oh, they give it go. Oh, my goodness, Cena.
Fucking A. Carry on the rain.
Oh, it's a double! Oh, I got it! I fucking got it! Let's go! All there. Needed to be there. One not to count. Oh my goodness! The team pitch.
Yo! Just juked the hell out of the shit!
Just precise touches.
Yeah!
I thought I was getting like maybe a 4-pound bet, like something kind of like big, but not too big. The knock happens at my door, okay? I open it, and there's an old lady, and she's standing there with this.
But like...
it's a 15-pound bet.
One more time. Two of them. I heard his body scream as it played.
Now here's a lead to the shot, and it's gonna put it right on target.
You got anything in this Lloyd's backpack here, sir?
Yeah, your mama's phone number.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the Rocket League Splash Series Division 1. It's got good pace. Too fast. Uh-oh. No way. No way. No way. No. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, no way.
This leader is provided to permit the projectionist to complete adjustment of focus and sound.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We got a late night cast coming in for you here in the RLSS Season 6. Joining me in the booth, the one and only Mr. Sporty FC. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hello, how's it going? It's nice to see you, Tommy. It's been how many years since I've been here?
Listen, I feel like, we both get busy and kind of go our separate ways. We always kind of find ourselves back together in the midst of RLSS. And here in the Cyclone Cup, man, we got two teams, the top division here in RLSS here in week 2, both coming off a loss. Midwest Mafia taking on Golden Hour Esports. And both of these teams, they're going to be wanting to get this win back and start projecting themselves in the right direction. A new format has came to RLSS, and only out of these 8 teams, only the top 6 will move on. So getting these wins here early are going to be a big factor. And for both of these teams, that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, you mentioned it as well. For the first season for the first ever time in the Cyclone Cup, teams will be eliminated during the regular season. They get to see these same issues, the same problems that teams in all the other divisions have to deal with. It's equality for all these teams here. Everybody has to worry about getting eliminated during the regular season. But yeah, you mentioned it. These two teams have not been off to a great start here. Again, a good mention would be Midwest Mafia, also known as Midwest Mafia Black. They've won a lot in the Black Lion Championship Series. I think they are returning two-time champions over there in their Masters division, their highest division, against a lot of really good opponents. But yeah, you mentioned it. This season, not a good start for them, losing in Week 1 to GHE Flowberry Fizz, the other Golden Hour Esports team in this top bracket. Golden Hour being a new org for this scene, but already making it known. And if I'm not wrong, I believe this GHG team is meant to be even better than that other one. So for Midwest Mafia, this match is expected to be tougher, but maybe, just maybe, in the week that they've had between these matches, they've been able to adapt, be able to kind of work and get things going. I mean, for Golden Hour, their season has started. They got swept by Affinity Aurora, who are our returning Tsunami Cup champions.
Which is really exciting. I talk about player progression a lot. It's one of my favorite things about this league, and we're seeing that. Team Not Found has moved up. We've got Affinity Aurora moving up. We've got the returning champs up in Cyclone Nightya. We've got some new challengers on the block, which we get to see here in Week 2 later this week, actually, with eGhost. But then you get to see orgs. GHE has supported this league for quite some time. I think their first team was like Season 3, and it was down in Riptide. And they've kind of progressed here, and now here we are seeing them with a Cyclone team, and not just one of them, but 2 of them. So those are the storylines that really kind of make this community what it is, and it's going to be really awesome to see these guys go toe-to-toe. And I've met Midwest Mafia through some ATS and BLCS matches. Now they're here in RLSS, and not just here, but they've earned a spot. The reason they find themselves in the Cyclone Cup is back in Season 5, they actually went really far in our Proving Grounds event. So they perform well. And one thing that we could see a change in with Midwest Mafia, and I think you could attest to this a little bit more than I can, is they have a pretty in-depth roster, and you almost don't know who's coming out until the day of. And for Midwest Mafia, last week we didn't see the likes of V-Bell on the pitch, an outstanding player and captain for this team. So will we see them play here in week number 2, and will it make a difference?
Yeah, and I think a lot of what they're looking for this season, they're trying to do a lot of what they did last season. Last season, you mentioned they were in that Cyclone Cup, had a perfect bracket as well, had a perfect regular season, did not lose once. And as you said, their playoff run was pretty impressive too, a top 4 finish. There's a reason these guys are back here, but yeah, you mentioned the competition's gotten tougher here for Midwest Mafia. And with tougher competition, means you gotta take on teams like Golden Hour, who are also competing for that top spot. But yeah, for Golden Hour themselves, definitely a very tough battle, a tough match in its entirety. But again, we're gonna have to just wait and see how they'll do tonight, because it is a whole different season. Baby Midwest Mafia came off to a weak start. I know on my stream, at least when I got to see them, when they played their Black Lion Masters Series match, their Week 1 matchup, when they had their match on my stream against the Greedy Sports Black, a team actually that you recognize because it had Getz on it, if you remember Getzy.
Oh, yeah.
That's his new team. They went to Game 5 against a team that they should have taken down pretty quickly. So last week wasn't a good week for Midwest Mafia. It felt like maybe one they're trying to get back into the leagues, into tournaments. Maybe they just need a little bit of time to get used to each other.
Yeah, and Cyclone Cup, I think, is going to take some time. You're going to have challenges when you have players like Nightya and Lev in this division, AV in this division. I mean, these guys could ball, man. They could play Rocket League at some of the best that represent North America, and Nightya making it to the main event is huge, man. And so I don't think the Cyclone Cup by any means is something that maybe you're not prepared for. You know what I mean? I don't know how many places get talent like Naya, and when you know you got that in this division, you've got to bring your A game every single series. And maybe last week it was just a wake-up call for Midwest Mafia, and I'm excited for it, man. We've seen them find success. I think that they are a team that can do it, but yet again, here in week number 2, they're going to be standing up to a tough challenge. This roster from GHE on paper looks tough. And
Yeah,
we're
they are.
about
On
a
paper, they
minute
look
out here.
tough. They are, yeah. We're getting very close to that match start time, but you said it. On paper, they are scary. The thing is, though, they didn't prove it in week 1. Again, a loss to Affinity Aurora. And now, all credit to Affinity Aurora, but Golden Hour were expected to take that series. We're expected to do pretty well in that match. And the fact they didn't take a single game, no matter how close it was, that's a disappointing result for week 1 for Golden Hour.
Yeah.
So it feels like, just like Midwest Mafia, they're coming in slow. And the thing about leagues is there's a lot of top teams, and it's a consistent thing for top teams to come in slow. But in best of 5s, you really can't afford to do that. And you said it this season. These teams can't afford to lose anymore. Because if they do, there's a chance they don't see the playoffs. And so, unlike last season, there is no buffer. You can't walk into the playoffs if you're in the highest division. You got to earn that spot. And to do it, you got to be able to prove that you deserve what you have, and that you can come into a match and play your style. So these teams haven't done that yet. They need to prove it soon, because there's only 7 weeks of action. And if you don't play well those 7 weeks, you have to look to next season.
Yeah, and it's going to be super important for them to really be on top of things here tonight. And coming out onto the pitch, let's take a quick look at the rosters that we should expect. You know, Midwest Mafia, like I said, does have some depth here, and we can see different players coming in and out on the pitch. It's always exciting. But V-Bell, the captain, followed by Owen and Typical. And for Golden Hour Esports, Z, Leonis, and Lotta. And I am excited, man. Some major talent out there. And then, you know, one thing we talked about is the depth that Midwest Mafia has, and I think that's what allows them to be so strong. Is 9 times out of 10, no matter who is out there, they're still competitive. Even the loss in week number 1, it was a competitive loss. They ended up closing out a overtime goal that took place in game number 4, losing the series 1-3. So it was a really close call that could have went to game 5, and they've just got to find that hump, getting over the little engine that climbs to the top of that mountain, and they just struggle with kind of capitalizing on that backside.
Yeah, it's the thing about it. Midwest Mafia is such a good team because you know every single week they're going to bring constant pressure. This is the constant for this team. They are very pressure heavy, as you mentioned how the roster likes to change. I was expecting Majestic to be here. He is here tonight. So Majestic is replacing Owen for this match for Midwest Mafia.
Woo!
Whereas you said on the other side, Golden Hour bringing their roster, Z, Leonis, and Lotta. And yeah, I agree with you on that. Midwest Mafia is such a pressure heavy team. They're one of the best teams that I've seen when it comes to just putting pressure on their opponents. Staying upfield, not letting up on the offense. Golden Hour's going to have to deal with that. But as we've seen with Flurry of Fizz, you can do it pretty well. You have to bring your own return pressure.
Ooh, we got Soj in chat that says he's rooting for GHE. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, again, I don't blame it. As again, we got a great match here as well. This is a fun matchup. I'm excited for it. Midwest Mafia will be taking on Golden Hour Esports. They took on Golden Hour Esports, Flurry Fizz University last week. Couldn't get the win. Was that just a slow start? Both these teams have had slow starts. Now is time to really prove yourself. And as you said, TommyBuckets, so eloquently on social media at TTV, TommyBuckets on X/Twitter, who's going to take that rebound here in week number 2? It is Midwest Mafia on the blue, Golden Hour Esports, their main roster on the orange.
Nice play here into the corner. Early shot, and Typical gets a piece of it. And is a player that stands out so well on offense, but his defensive standing, he's so confident in the net, and he gets saves like that. And I just feel like Rocket League never gets enough credit, because the offense that these guys can put on, the capabilities of these players is remarkable. Their car control is impeccable, but on defense, you've got to stand the test of time. You've got to stay patient and be able to shut down those opportunities.
Yeah, and you have to, especially with Midwest Mafia. There's no guarantee you're going to be able to keep this team out forever. Again, as you said, these players are all good at rotating around each other, all have good offense, and maybe they'll find one here, but right now, Golden Hour relying on the defense, and they're going to have to in this series. Midwest Mafia, again, as I said, one of the best teams out there when it comes to just their overall presence on the pitch, and it's still here tonight. But Golden Hour holding well, as Midwest Mafia haven't really been able to break out cleanly and get chances easily.
Love the early backboard play here from Leonis, and I think that's going to be a big factor. You know, the higher you guys climb, the more important you've got to be able to shut down the high and low opportunity, and these players love to use these late plays off the backboard, setting up a centering pass, and so far both teams projecting well. Now Majestic to the far side, does lose possession here quickly. It's got some assistance here into the corner, but for Midwest Mafia Black, pressure being felt.
It is, and that's the thing about Golden Hour that needs to do so well. You have to bring that return pressure against Midwest Mafia. It's one thing to stop them from getting offense. It's another thing entirely to create your own, and they're doing so well. Lotta with the open goal. Golden Hour Esports up by 1.
A whole lot of space was left wide open. A beautiful shot. Nobody home on the backside for Midwest Mafia. And we talk about their aggression. Is that the needle in the haystack for them? Is that the tipping point of how much aggression is too much aggression? And when they're flying, when they're confident, they're put points up, and that's what makes Midwest Mafia so dangerous. But you've got to be able to reciprocate that on defense. They're getting up there for the 1s and 2s, but it's the putback opportunities, the team passing plays we are seeing coming out from Golden Hour Esports that's got them the early lead.
Right now for Golden Hour, it's all about keeping that offense going, letting nothing break through. Midwest Mafia playing defense simulator here, and they can't win the challenge with now Golden Hour. You're starting to see throw some change-ups, the fakes, the jumps, the early cutbacks. Midwest Mafia can't predict what's going to happen. They just can't know what's going to happen. That's Golden Hour Esports right now, and they're doing it so well.
Majestic in week number 1 was really solid on creating some really mechanical solo plays, and we'll see if that comes out as he's got some air time. I don't know if this is the player I want to give all this room to, as they do bring that one into the box, now into the zone. Z plays it out to midfield, popped up by Majestic, and I expect them to be in the air and be in the air often. And, you know, for me, this is a new player on the pitch here in RLSS. We have not seen the likes of Majestic here so far from Midwest Mafia, and they have been a pretty big talking point for these guys, and I think that's why we're also seeing them here in week number 2.
The reason we're seeing him here in week number 2, Majestic really being a lot of that glue for this team, but he doesn't get the good block there. Typical will keep it out. V-Bell looking to the midfield, and Midwest Mafia need to push down the field. Only 1 goal down, but they've not had anything on offense. 3 shots to their name compared to 11 from Golden Hour Esports. Can they push? Typical. Majestic, what a bump! It's off the post, and it will be wide. Leonis will take his time, and that was a huge opportunity for Midwest Mafia. The bump came at a perfect time, but even with that chance, they still can't find the net.
And we talk about new players coming onto the pitch. You know, one thing with this roster from Midwest, we talk about how fast-paced and aggressive they are. And that's got to be tough, no matter how good you are at the game. When you come onto a roster that's known to keep pace with some of the fastest you're going to see at this level of play. And to be able to do exactly that, Majestic getting the bump there, trying to open up some opportunities. And it's awesome to see them kind of finding their way into the system. And here in week number 2, they're going to need it big time as Golden Hour Esports here in the final 20 seconds holding on to the lead.
Majestic, that one will be kept away by Leonis, but not a very good clear. V-Bell's wide. Majestic can't shoot. Typical pushed up too far. Still, they'll try again. The dunk on Z. Who wants it? V-Bell calls his chance. Time running out here. Golden Hour gets the clear, and that ends game 1. A 1-0 scoreline. A battle that really looked defensive, but make no mistake of it, this was an offensive game, and Golden Hour won.
A huge performance out of them, and we knew this was a bigger, better roster that we saw in week number 1. We knew they were going to bring the energy, and for Midwest Mafia, I mean, welcome to the Cyclone Cup, ladies and gentlemen. These players are talented. We've seen the saves coming out from Typical on the back end. It's about closing the gaps on more opportunities, and for Midwest Mafia Black, they're just a little out of reach on this fast-paced and team play that we're seeing coming out of Golden Hour Esports.
And the midfield too. We can't forget about the midfield that Golden Hour has presented. It has been very impressive. As I mentioned, Midwest Mafia one of the best teams I've seen when it comes to consistently holding that kind of offense. And the fact of the matter is, they didn't win the offense that game. Golden Hour brought the pressure. They brought the offense to them. That's how you beat Midwest Mafia. You have to play their play style.
And when you look at the stat lines here, we can see ball possession favoring Midwest Mafia, but the difference maker being the field domination. GHE was able to kind of maintain the situation even though you were having those close call opportunities, and so far it has paid off. Will it continue here in game number 2? We are headed to Aquadome, where Golden Hour Esports look to switch things up, and we see a fake off the kickoff. Now, if I were to see that in Riptide, it would have been one of those scary moments where you see it happen up here. You know they've got a plan, but that plan is shut down as typical. Threads the needle with a shot to land and an early lead here for Midwest Mafia.
Yeah, that fake kickoff from Golden Hour was caught out very quickly. Midwest Mafia snuffing the chance and putting one in themselves. Their first goal of the series, and no better time to do it at the start of game 2 when the questions are starting to form, shutting them down early. A huge momentum and a huge step forward for this Midwest Mafia side.
V-Bell trying to get some things going on their first big attack on offense. Shut down by Leonis. Big clear. Now a bump. The 50 favors into the corner. Midwest looking for clear. They find it. V-Bell on a cross. But again, we've seen the aggression and the capabilities of Golden Hour Esports at the midfield line, and already shutting down some of these attacks early for them. And Midwest Mafia still struggling to kind of find that wiggle room. And will it be enough and hang on to this 1-point lead?
Right now, Midwest Mafia, this is the offense we know they can do, as infield pass connects. Another one for MM, and it's exactly how you think it should happen. The offense, the pressure, no boost for Golden Hour. V-Bell has all the room to work with.
That was beautiful, and you've spoken to it before. They are fast, they're aggressive, and when they are firing on all cylinders and they're doing it as a team, it is one of the scariest moments I could think you would see at this level. When they're going at it, I mean, it is just typically points on the board, and I use the Tom Brady method. You know, in the fourth quarter, you know Tom Brady's capable of putting points on the board, and that's Midwest Mafia. They can put points up, they're going to make you score, and now that call is being asked of Golden Hour. Can they keep pace? Where will that adjustment come through to make a difference?
That pace really not working for Golden Hour right now. A lot of reaching for these challenges. They generally are second best here this game when it comes to just getting to the ball. It's almost as if they are hesitating on every touch they're trying to make. And against Midwest Mafia, this team trusts in each other so much. We need to see Golden Hour find their own sort of confidence, because right now, simply put, they're just not challenging early enough. They're not challenging high enough. And Midwest Mafia will keep it that way for as long as they can.
A team that, when in the air, I wouldn't want to leave any of these players with any bit of wiggle room. And not just because of like shooting capabilities, it's because they're playmaking opportunities. These guys love sharing the ball, and I think that's what makes some rosters so dangerous, is the team plays not being so, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and creating opportunities. We see typical now, the reset dropped off the front door here for Majestic. Now plays it to the backboard, and another demo coming out, and standing out here in game number 2. Aquadome, I don't know if it's the map or what, Sporty, but it seems like a significantly higher amount of demos are coming out in favor of Midwest Mafia.
And it's no surprise as well when you're starting to get more confident. You go right through
Oh, the pitch.
players, but Midwest, oh wait a second, that was going just across the net. Another chance here, and Golden Hour is starting to strike, but it's a bit late in this game to do so. 2 minutes to go, and a whole different game than what we saw last time. Midwest Mafia, a little bit more like the Midwest Mafia we've seen before. Now they're shooting well, now they're putting chances on. Golden Hour is panicking.
Big plays here needed. There's still a lot of time on the clock. You know, when you talk about Rocket League compared to a lot of other sports and even esports, you know, the last minutes, seconds of play, I have seen some craziness happen in 30 seconds and seen teams get a 3-point swing. So it's never over till it's over. And for Z, he's making his name felt on that exact statement as they bring it within one. A beautiful ball control here as he finds it just inside the crossbar. Now a 1-point lead. Midwest Mafia looking to hang on.
And Lotta there playing enforcer on Golden Hour to get that space they need to get the goal. Now off the kickoff, looking for another one. Z will win the challenge. Majestic all alone. Next one up should be Lotta, but it's going to be pinched away. Leonis wasn't there, and Golden Hour will have to go the other way. What a redirect, my goodness. Leonis with the other side of his car. That shot's on, saved by V-Bell. Now Midwest Mafia doing their own interpretation as they'll redirect upfield for Majestic. Infield pinch stopped by Golden Hour as the play right now picking up. At this point now, we're seeing a lot of these downfield passes, and a lot of it is trying to come in as fast as possible. These teams know how important it is to get that space, and really one of the easy ways to do it is to just play faster, but that's a mistake! And a net's open for Majestic. Midwest Mafia will take their insurance lead.
I'm sure you'll love this one, Sporty, because you know the dad jokes are coming out at some point. But man, oh man, I guess SpongeBob was right. Majestic, a phenomenal start here in Season 6 of RLSS as they have now, and just when you bring in a sub, when you bring in somebody that you don't typically see on a roster, and you talk about how fast this team is and how aggressive they are, it just blows my mind just thinking about somebody having to adapt to that, and Majestic has done it so well and has been huge for these guys so far this season.
Has been here. Midwest Mafia, though, have just been able to shut things down. Another one. Majestic again. 2 goals now. And Midwest Mafia, what a turnaround after that Game 1 loss.
Yeah, they really struggled kind of finding any wiggle room on offense. And Golden Hour did a very good job at closing gaps, not leaving anything open. And you know those changes happen. You know, at this level of play, these players can adapt and adjust to different things that they need to, and we're seeing that here. Midwest Mafia took a lesson from game number 1, and man, oh man, has it been lights out since.
It has 5 goals to 1 at this point. Midwest Mafia have been all over the offense. I mean, we know that the field domination was Golden Hour's last game. I have a feeling it's not going to be theirs this time around. Midwest Mafia held them captive in their own defensive half. And as time winds down, Golden Hour will look for one more, but it won't make a difference here in Game 2. This series all tied up, and, well, for Golden Hour, they're going to need a huge response going to Game 3 because Midwest Mafia have brought that aggression back, and they've turned it up to 100.
Yeah, they are starting to dominate. And, I mean, take a look at the difference. We see them losing the field domination in Game 1 and now Game 2. Almost 60%. That is a almost 15% swing in favor of Midwest Mafia, and we know they're capable of it. But here's where those adaptabilities start taking place. Where's that going to happen for Golden Hour Esports, and how are they going to overcome this now confident and strong Midwest Mafia offense?
That's the question. Again, we saw from Golden Hour Esports, at least in Game 1, they were able to get on the board early, get themselves on offense early. And a lot of it came to their challenges as well. But with Midwest Mafia getting better, Golden Hour, simply put, has to get better with them. If they're going to play that same play style as Midwest Mafia, they're just going to have to be able to recreate that offense. And no easy thing to do. As I mentioned already, Midwest Mafia play their play style so well, but Golden Hour Esports have proven, at least in Game 1, they can do it.
And we're headed to game number 3. It is now, it's like going back to a Game 1. You've came back, you've got the W under your belt. You're headed to game number 3, but this one's a little bit more important. The winner here will take that game point edge, and we'll be putting the pressure on headed to game number 4, where one of these teams will have to find their way back in it. And we saw week number 1, the latter half of the series was where they struggled. And will we see the difference? Golden Hour Esports, they're the ones that got scored on early in game number 2, but now in here, game number 3, they come out the gate swinging. No fake kickoff from these guys.
No, not going to go for that again, but what really hurt Midwest Mafia there is that whiff from V-Bell off the back wall. That's one of those plays where a player of V-Bell's caliber usually does hit, but that time he just simply put, did not read it correctly. And now Golden Hour on and going, saved by Majestic. Leonis can't score, and already you're seeing the difference that first goal makes. It helped It helps them in game 1 for Golden Hour. It may help them here in game 3. The offense continues even more. And at this point for Midwest Mafia, all they're looking to do is break out.
That's why mental is so important. When you talk about confidence and just feeling good, you know, when you're out in front, when these players are in a good mindset, they have some crazy capabilities, and that's where you see them come out and shine. For Golden Hour Esports, they are trying to ride the wave, but Typical's got the room, he's got the reset, looking for the put away, but this one played away. Leonis shuts down the corner shot. It's not over yet, the onslaught continues. Midwest Mafia, they're fast, they're strong, and this is what they like to do. Once they get possession, they like to keep it.
Majestic, up to the back wall, Z will keep it away. V-Bell, Typical. Oh, no one making contact on that one there. Midwest Mafia hold the offense still. Majestic. They already know that Golden Hour can hold that 1-goal lead. They have already done so this series. Can Midwest Mafia shut them down, make that comeback happen? Leonis, control touch, trying to find lots of, but Typical running laps. Majestic has the top left corner in his sights. And Midwest Mafia, they do make the comeback happen.
Listen, and when I talk about storylines, you know, you hear me, I got stories for days on RLSS, and, you know, knowing who Midwest Mafia are and to see Majestic coming in and not just meshing well, but doing well and finding points and doing the things he's doing for this roster is incredible to see. Majestic now tying it up 1-1, now into the rafters. Got low boost, one bounce, it counts, looking for the bump, finds it, no put away on the far side, and the shooter just can't find the shot.
Seems like TommyBuckets may have disappeared from us here. Dude was so surprised by the incredible gameplay, but yeah, I mean, you saw that mechanical play, all out, you went gold now on offense. Again, this team's bringing some really scary plays. Midwest Mafia cannot rest easy with that 1 goal.
That was incredible. Just a series of events, it seemed like it went goalpost to goalpost, back and forth. Both teams putting beautiful shots on net, and just goes to show, man, I'm a defensive-minded player. I'm a defensive-minded caster, and those are the things that get me going. And the fact that these guys are shutting down these shots that we're seeing here, game number 3, is just incredible for me.
What I find so impressive at this level of the Cyclone Cup as well is not just that they can stop those first chances, but the second and the third. You need those other opportunities to score, and yet teams are so good at recognizing that they still block it. Here, Midwest Mafia trying to create their first chance though. Majestic will be blocked by Leonis. V-Bell off the back wall, and it will be pinched away here as the shots right now even, 5 each. Majestic looking to make it 6. Ground pinch, Lotta will be waiting for it. Everybody back at the Golden Hour, and for good reason. Midwest Mafia getting scarier and scarier by the minutes.
My, oh my, the ground pitch almost finds its way through, and that's what we're talking about, these abilities. Now Lotta's got the opportunity, plays it low, wins the 50, shot on target, played away, and will Majestic have another highlight moment? The double comes out, but it's going to be wide. V-Bell trying to maintain possession, but this one played away. Now Leonis, Golden Hour Esports on the attack. My, oh my. These offenses are putting everything on the line, and the same can be said on the defensive side. I mean, these save opportunities that are arising are incredible, and there's no easy task to be able to get that first one, but like you said, the proceeding shots on net are what makes teams dangerous, and for Golden Hour Esports, that's exactly going to be it. Just inside the 60-second mark, they take the 1-point lead.
What I love from that is that fearlessness from Leonis to go for the 50 on that back wall. It's a risk because he knows it will always go to that orange goal, and his teammates have to be ready for it. When he takes that risk, he trusts his teammates. Golden Hour there right behind him, and it's their lead to hold.
Now Leonis plays patient here and still maintains his possession. Looking for a reset. Majestic, player that has seemingly becoming more of a vocal point for these guys. Shutting down the opportunity, staying patient. Z now, nobody home on the backside, and Golden Hour Esports back to that game 1 rhythm, and just the midfield. You talked about at the end of game 1, Sporty. Z shutting things down, and nobody home on the far side there for Midwest Mafia.
Yeah, you mentioned it as well. Golden Hour recognizing the open net. And for Midwest Mafia, they took that risk. They sent everybody upfield. It has not worked for them. And really going into that next game for Midwest Mafia, even if they were able to start that comeback, it's going to be so tough to complete it. A lot of what we're going to want to see is more from V-Bell. This game was quite low from V-Bell, not just because he has 90 points. Points don't tell the full story. He also just been a bit on the lackluster side when it comes to keeping up, getting that play going. You know, this is a team-based play, and it just felt like V-Bell wasn't really active this game. And for Midwest Mafia, I mean, we already know they need to get everybody active if they want to take these games. I need to see more from V-Bell if this series will continue and potentially go to Game 5.
Yeah, and for Midwest Mafia, we've seen this storyline. They're on their back foot. They're headed to Game 4, and we need to see that grizzle for them, Sporty. We need to be able to see them kind of fight back out of these tough situations, because here in the Cyclone Cup, that is what is going to be expected of you if you want to see the postseason, and if you want to see yourself in the grand finals. You have to be able to go the distance. You've got to be able to kind of dig your teeth in, sink your heels in, and start to kind of put back some pressure on these opposing teams, because this level of competition is crazy here at RLSS.
It is. It very much is crazy. That's the thing about the Cyclone Cup. It's always crazy, and it's always still competitive, especially for teams that aren't guaranteed a spot in that playoff bracket like these two. Coming from a loss, they have a lot to prove for themselves, and right now, Golden Arrow is proving it. Midwest Mafia still has a lot of time to prove it. There's still a lot left in this series. You can't call it just yet.
Yeah, and that's what I like about them. Midwest Mafia is known to kind of fight these battles. You know, you don't have the season like they had last season without experiencing those. You know, everybody gets pushed at some point, and for Midwest Mafia, this is that push. The question is, at this point here in RLSS, this point in this season, that question's being asked. Can they push back? And I think they've got it in them. It's a matter of just kind of piecing together that puzzle. They just haven't found that missing puzzle piece yet. They haven't been able to complete it, and we are going to be looking for that moment.
Yeah, we're going to need to see a big step up from Midwest Mafia again. Last week, they went against GHG Flowberry Fizz University, which is considered the weaker of the two Golden Arrow teams in this Cyclone Cup. So this match, on paper, a whole lot tougher. It's going to start that way. As miscommunication, Midwest Mafia on an awkward play on the back post. Golden Hour will score first.
So I don't know if you did it intentionally. You said a whole lot of tougher just as they put that shot into the net. They find one to the far side, and Golden Hour Esports, when they've been out in front, early, they've been the team to put things away. Will this be the difference? The reset to the net, but V-Bell there, the captain. But we will be having eyes on a good portion here on Wasteland Pitch to be able to hopefully get back. Oh, the touch! Majestic gets not one but two to shut down the shot from Golden Hour Esports.
Just holding his team in. Had an incredible defensive display last game. He's done it all over again. But it can't just be Majestic. It's got to be a whole lot more. Where's that offense? V-Bell not able to get past Lata. Typical. Will have that first touch, but it's a giveaway straight to Leonis. To the back wall. Golden Hour in space, working with that ball. Not a great touch. V-Bell will be there to clear, but Golden Hour keep the offense going. And Midwest Mafia go the other way. Team bump. Majestic still trying to make something on it. But miscommunication again for Midwest Mafia. And Tommy, I would be lying if I was saying that this team in Midwest Mafia wasn't playing nervous.
Yeah, I think, a lot is on the line right now. They know what is needed from them. I think they know at this point what's expected at this level, and they're just, like I said, it's something they play so fast and aggressive. They've got to find that happy medium when teams start kind of changing that pace of play, which is going to happen. The adaptability is going to come out. Teams are going to try to break down and adjust and adapt to their aggression, and that's what we're seeing from Golden Hour Esports. Midwest Mafia have got to find the answer, and find the answer soon. Time of the essence with the team that needs to stand tall here in game number 4.
Majestic off the back wall. Leonis will be out for Z. Golden Hour looking for that second goal. They know this lead may not hold forever. And with Midwest Mafia's track record, it won't be holding for the rest of this game. But Midwest Mafia, again, struggling to just keep up. So often we're seeing them throw themselves the ball, leaving that net open. And Golden Hour can take another big stop from Majestic. That ball was halfway across the goal line. Midwest Mafia hanging on by a thread.
As if you want to make... Oh, the shot! Leonis is up, and the shot is on target. This man's tried and true inside the halls of time. Leonis, like a dagger into a warrior's heart, puts him up by 2.
That's the goal that Golden Hour Esports desperately were looking for. Not 1, but 2. An even tougher task for Midwest Mafia. As Golden Hour is still looking for more, Majestic won't be able to beat it. Typical will be there and waiting. Now he'll go again. Typical. No boost to work with. V-Bell dunked by Leonis, and we're still calling his name. I'm still calling V-Bell's name. But where's that offense from Midwest Mafia? Time running low. Golden Hour Esports have definitely outplayed them on that offensive control. As what a shot! See! Oh, that's a perfect placement, and Golden Hour make it free.
A beautiful redirect, finds it off the quarter post. That's low-key sting bins. And for Golden Hour Esports, they are now up and with a little breathing room. Midwest Mafia have got to kind of get into things here, and as we approach the final 90 seconds of play, we've talked about it before. It's not over. Mental is everything, and that's exactly what is at hand here for Midwest Mafia. They've got to find a way to close things out, and when you got an opportunity like that, that one's got to land. Majestic has been beautiful all night, but that shot was a shot they needed.
Dude, they need every goal they can get. They need every chance they can get from here on out for Midwest Mafia. Time is running low. Golden Hour Esports are holding them back. Lotta looking to make it 4. It will be saved away. The Midwest Mafia transition, no. Great backwards challenge. Z going the wrong way, hitting the ball backwards. That's all to prevent Midwest Mafia from keeping that ball to their possession.
It has been the tried and true test here for Midwest Mafia is, trying to regain back some of this midfield control because, in game number 2 we saw it, but other than that, Golden Hour Esports has maintained strong dominance at the midfield line and really been able to hold things out as this one's on their doorstep. There are 30 seconds, Sporty. They get it within 2. They need a little bit of that Rocket League magic, but it's not over yet as they inch a little bit closer.
I've seen comebacks like this before, but it's going to be very tough with Midwest Mafia having won none of the offense so far. The shots are 12-4. They are Golden Hour has 3 times the shot as Midwest Mafia here this game, and for Midwest Mafia, at this point, every shot they put has to go. But Golden Hour continuing just to waste time away. Z's gone the wrong direction though. Typical. That one, we needed to score. Majestic will be saved by Leonis, and Golden Hour Esports stay on the defense. Keep that ball out, and will keep themselves up ahead. Another one saved by Z, and time will run out. Midwest Mafia, another 3-1 loss. Another Golden Hour Esports team that will go above them. And for GHE, their first win of the season, and a huge team to take it on.
My, oh my. And it was just a question of accuracy, and Midwest Mafia just couldn't find the net. Golden Hour Esports hang on and shut things down there in game number 4. Hopefully we can get them in chat here. Holy cow.
Yeah, why not? We gotta get them their first win of the season. And what a time to do it here for Golden Hour Esports. Really, no better time to do it than here for Golden Hour Esports. 3-1 when, your first week didn't go so well. Reminder, a field sweep loss, to add on to that. At the very least, this is a step in the right direction for Golden Hour, and for a team as good as them, they're hoping that this kind of momentum can continue.
Yeah, and they are looking strong. I mean, for the first time we've seen them here in this division, and then to be able to play the way we've seen them tonight, they are looking so strong. And it looks like we do have Zach, Leonis, and Z down in there if you want to head on in and get this post-game presser underway. How are we doing?
Yo.
Kind of walk me through this, man. Golden Hour Esports, Zach, you could kind of maybe take the reins here early, and first time here in Cyclone, we're getting some dubs. You guys are setting a pace and coming back off of a loss in week number 1 here for Golden Hour Esports. How does it feel to be able to see them kind of play the way they did tonight? Because they looked stellar.
Yeah, they definitely looked very good, and we're very proud of all of the teams in the org, and happy to get a win tonight, and look forward to the next coming games, and hopefully Flowberry can get a win tomorrow in Cyclone.
Yeah, well, at least for now, Golden Hour are both proving that they've taken out Midwest Mafia. Z, I don't know if you would know that this Midwest Mafia team got top 4, but knowing that now, that this team was top 4 last season, kind of what does that put into perspective for Golden Hour Esports as an org and for all the Golden Hour teams? Because for you guys, again, remind you just took down a team that was a semifinalist last season that could have been at the very, very best, and that was at the very, very best. What is your opinion on this match now that's concluded, now that you know that the team you took on and beat was so good last season?
Well, gotta tell you, there's a new very best in town. That's it. That's it.
I love it.
That's all I got.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I think Tommy's letting that one breathe. He's let Tommy,
Oh,
or maybe Tommy is
man. Listen.
enjoying that one.
Listen, I had a podcast earlier today, and on that podcast, out of my own words, I said, when you're winning, egos come out, and an ego is always great when you're a winning team, and you guys came out and got the dub, so I love to hear it, man. When you're getting the job done, boasting about your success is a big thing, so I love to see it. I love to see the confidence from you guys. It puts a smile on my face. I'm trying to make the Cyclone Cup, a very tried and true division, and you guys are standing the test of time. So I love to see it. My next question is for Leonis, man. When you needed to step up big, when that dagger had to be thrown, you stood up tall and sent one home there in the rafters near the end of game number 4. How does that feel, man, to be able to close out some series and be able to get these big shots on net?
Honestly, I feel like it was more of a team effort. Like, Z and Lotto were definitely moving around the field and getting a lot of the dirty work done. I was just kind of supporting whatever they did. And they threw the pass up for me to take the shot, and I don't really like to miss clutch shots, so I obviously put it away.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. If every player had that same mentality. I don't really like missing. Maybe we'd see more goals going at this division. Here, I think maybe Pirates on a Bot need to learn from Leonis a little bit. They gotta learn that. I'm joking, but I'm sure Nitro, if he's listening to this, will be very, very concerned with me. But again, congrats on your win though, 3-1, and with a lot of more of the season to go. Again, coming in, Golden Hour Esports. If I'm not wrong, this is the first time the org is in the Rocket League Splash Series, and they've got a ton of teams too. And Cyclone, you guys are making a huge name. Zach, as kind of the manager, is one of the org owners on Golden Hour Esports. Being able to run this org and see their success this early on. What are your aspirations for this org now that you've seen your first 2 weeks go so successfully?
Yeah, we're very happy with all of our teams. Very happy with where the org has came from and how it's going. Happy with how we place in tournaments. Hopefully we could get some wins, even some prize money. Next season we're hoping to put some more teams into RLSS and continuously grow the league and grow our org. Stuff like that.
Love to hear it. I wish we would have got to hear from Lotta, because I'm starting to think Sporty was doing it on purpose, but there was like 2 or 3 goals that he had on net where Sporty had just said the words "lot" as Lotta was scoring, and I was starting to think it was scripted, but
He's hearing me. All right then.
telepathically speaking to each other. I don't know what that was, but you know how we like to end things here in the bucket, Sporty. We like to show a little bit of the LSP, so we're going to leave the floor. We'll hand it over to you first, Zach. If you have any org shout-outs, any personal shout-outs, the floor is yours, and then everybody can have their little...
I'd just like to shout out my fellow owners and Eucalyptus and Mr. Turtle, or Turtle Man. the whole team over at Golden Hour Esports, the casters, obviously. Thank you guys for casting this game for us. The main team, of course, for being who they are, and all of our teams and everybody, all of our fans who's supporting us, and RLSS, of course.
Appreciate.
Well, I guess we'll now move on to Leonis. If Leonis wants to add anything to that.
No, I just want to probably shout out my teammates. Honestly, without them, I wouldn't be getting as good as I am. Definitely getting better playing with them every time we load up the game and get into these series. I feel like I get better every series playing with them. So definitely shout out my teammates.
I guess we'll end things off with Z. Hello, well, Captain Z. Is there anything you want to say, Z, here? Your first win in the Cyclone Cup, your first of many. Hopefully, is there anybody that you want to thank that has helped you get this far?
I'd like to thank my beautiful girlfriend for giving me the mindset to... Hey, what's so funny, guys? What's so funny? All right, whatever. No, I don't have anyone to thank. Thanks for this opportunity, everyone. That's it.
You know what, Tommy? You need to have a new award for the best voice in Rocket League Splashers, because I think we know who's winning that. Here, Z has got like the most radio voice I've ever heard in a while. Here from Z. But other than that, again, congratulations, Golden Hour Esports, a 3-1 win over Midwest Mafia. Congrats on your win, and well, I know we'll be seeing you guys continue your success stories through the rest of the season. Have an amazing rest of your night.
You too. Thank you for the casting.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Welcome back in, Sporty. Hey, man, thanks for joining me, man. It's always been really, really exciting to see us get back in the booth, and tonight felt like the energy was on another level. Any closing words, any information you want to give about yourself, anything you got going on? I'll kind of leave it off to you.
Well, for this season of Cyclone Cup, it seems like it's a season of the new order, the new top teams. Sure, we'll have powers on a pot, and I'm sure they're still going to be at the top level. But I mean, looking at the talent we have, we're not going to be seeing the same top 4 teams. We're not going to be seeing a lot of the same players in the top 4. There's a new age. There's a new run of top teams here in the Cyclone Cup, and that's what's exciting this season. So if any of you don't have anything to be excited for the Cyclone Cup, be excited for the fact we're not going to be seeing a lot of the same teams at the top, and we're not going to be seeing a lot of the same teams making those runs. It has changed. There are new top teams. There are new players who are going to be reaching to the far heights. That's what I'm really excited for this season, and that's what you all should be excited for as well.
You have any, like, where people can find you, anything like that?
I thought you were like, oh, well, if you guys do want to find me, I'll be streaming live, twitch.tv/SportyFC, Twitter/X, SportyFCRL. Other than that, you're going to be seeing me probably hanging out with Tommy a couple of times, who knows. But other than that, again, big matches, as you mentioned, that Global Fizz, I mentioned that match. Global Fizz will be playing on my stream tomorrow against Affinity Apex. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. So, big series. You should definitely join then. I know. And if you guys are also looking for, well, one of the biggest match this week for Cyclone Cup matches, which is so tough to call, but Pirates in a Pot versus Egoist, that's also going to be on my stream on Thursday. So, you'll get to see that. Tommy, I know, will be joining us, so you got to support him as well. Because he'll be there with me for probably what will be, at least on paper, the best match of the week. But we'll see if it actually lives up to that hype.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one, man. You know, we how many times have we heard, you know, I'm here to be the king, and they get humbled pretty quickly. So it's always exciting to see the new talent come through. And again, I think that's what's my most favorite thing about the Cyclone Cup this season is just it. Not only are teams coming in with confidence, but they're showing that confidence, and I'm pretty pumped for it. How I've been ending things lately, especially when I got somebody side by side with me. Is there anybody that you would like to guide this raid to? If not, we will.
Let's see.
We'll make a decision. But if you know somebody personally that want to send a little bit of love to, we'll try to spread that LSP that way.
Well, let's see. I don't think today is a very busy day for casting, which is kind of rough. But yeah, I don't know anybody specifically who's live, unfortunately. But I mean, is there anybody that you know that you want to raid to? Because I'm fine with basically anyone. I don't know. I don't really recognize anybody who's online all that easily.
Let me see. There's a couple people we could check out.
Well, yeah, Tommy's got the connections. He's been building those connections behind the scenes.
I'll try to find somebody I know that's actually playing Rocket League. You know what, dude? we're Garrett G's on Rocket League right now. We're gonna send some love over to Garrett G. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody that came out. Thank you again, Sporty, for being here. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Gamerzon.tv, Hetty Scarf Gang, Claim Your Fame Entertainment, Invispar, Latin 7, and Purchase and Resale. They help us give back to these players and allow us to, make this community what it really is. A lot of us put a lot of time to this game that we love, and these players more than anybody else probably. They probably need to touch grass a little bit more than they already do. So it's going to be it's always exciting to be able to give back to these guys and really show them what it means. So much love goes out to all of our sponsors that have been here. And then, again, to all our viewers, casters, family, and friends that watch all the events. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting. That's going to be it from us. And we are going to give a little bit of love over to Garrett G. And I will see y'all next time. Have a good one. Peace.